I'm nervous. I'm nervous to even talk about this one because it's Jungkook. It's Jungkook, you guys. It's Jungkook featuring Jack Harlow. The song is called 3D. This is our second single from his upcoming album that will be released November 3rd. It's called Golden, the golden boy of K-pop. Okay. uh, I'm going to come out and say this isn't my favorite song, and I'm going to explain why. But the positives, let me start with some positives. It's very catchy. I think there's a little bit of an earworm there that stays in your head. And when you do that, it makes people want to listen to the song again. So I think the formula worked in that way. And I think it's very commercial. This is a song that will be played on radio. This is a song that's very accepted by the American public. Um, so those are some positives, depending on how you look at it. But the song just didn't work for me because I think it's a little okay. Sorry, this is hard because Jungkook was my first bias, my first alt, obsessed. BTS is who got me into K-pop. So don't get mad, Army. I'm definitely I'm definitely one of you. BTS is again, watch last week's episode. You'll hear my K-pop journey, but they were the start of it, and Jungkook was the start of it. So obviously, I have a place for him in my heart, and I root for him. I don't think this song uses his talent in the best way. He has amazing vocals. All of us know that. And this song doesn't showcase it at all. In fact, with all the effects they have on it, it almost feels like you could plug another singer into this song and it would sound the exact same. There were points when it didn't even sound like his voice to me. And in some ways, you could say that's good. They're trying new things. But Jungkook has so much color in his voice. He has such a beautiful voice that I wanted to hear more of it. I think we did hear it on 7, and I think on 3D, it was really kind of filtered out. This sounds a lot more cookie cutter, a basic American pop song that a lot of artists could have been plugged into. I see the inspiration of where they're going. I thought 7 was heavily inspired by 7 Days by Craig David. I think this one is heavily inspired by Justin Timberlake's debut. So, for those of us old enough to remember when Justin Timberlake solo debuted, he was from a very popular boy band, as most of you know, NSYNC, and then he went solo. And his debut was called Justified. And Pharrell Williams produced, I think, not all of the songs, but he produced a lot of it. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I know Pharrell was in the studio and he produced a lot of the hits. This sounds very similar. Specifically, musically, there's a little bit of Senorita in there, and even like I Love You. But I think what Pharrell did with Justin, he kept some soul and some personality in there. It wasn't so watered down that you could plug a million different singers. Other singers would have sounded different on Senorita. Justin's color and his voice shone through a little bit more, whereas Jungkook on 3D, it doesn't. It's they watered it down his talent. I don't think it works, but clearly they're going for American Western late 90s, early 2000s sound and vibe. I'm not mad at that. I don't mind that inspiration at all, but it doesn't feel unique or exciting. So that's kind of See my mug. I have a lot of cookie merch. Like Meg said last week, some of my K-pop stuff is hidden. Sometimes boys come to my apartment and I keep it chill. But I do have a lot of things like this. And obviously, Jungkook's one of my favorites. Sorry, you'll see this mug. Drinking tea, gotta keep the voice coated. A little allergy issue going on with me. So, anyways, I wasn't a huge fan of the lyrics. I'm going to get to Jack Harlow's verse here in a second. But lyrically, it's very, 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 very basic. The song, it sounds like a sixth grader wrote it. It really, to me, The lyrics are so basic. And this isn't a knock on Jungkook. He didn't write this song. He's the performer. I don't know how much choice he had in specifically picking this. Obviously, English isn't his first language anyway, so someone on his team should have done a better job with the lyrical content of the song. There's one part where he just goes body to body to body to body to body. You and me, baby, we got it. So don't get me started because you know I'm hot hearted. Come on. Come on. I mean, it's so basic and juvenile. And again, if a sixth grader wrote this, I'd be like, that's actually pretty good. All right. You know, but I mean, adults wrote this song. It's so basic. It's so basic. I then so if a sixth grader wrote the lyrics, then his like little juvenile delinquent friend came in and did this rap verse because Jack Harlow's verse is a little problematic. I understand fans that are unhappy with this song, and I think they have reason to be. Um, it's hard to say what's offensive and what's not. That's a personal thing. Some people get offended by something. Some people say, I don't mind at all. For me, I think the lyrics are gross. I think they are misogynistic. I was very, very, very disappointed in this. And I want to be clear too, like I don't have a massive issue with Jack Harlow. I liked that song that he sampled, like the Fergie Glamorous sample. I actually thought that song was pretty good. Like that whole thing, it was good. I totally thought that that was like, it was, I got why it was popular. He's very commercial radio friendly. He's very Western friendly. So I get it. And I'm not hating on him as a person, but I think the lyrics in his verse, I don't like. I don't like this. And I'm going to share with you why. And for those of you that haven't heard the song, here are some of the lovely lyrics from 3D. I had one girl, too boring. Two girls, that was cool for me. Three girls, damn, dude's horny. Four girls, okay, now you're whoring. Jack, come on. Come on. Like, I guess he's in third person calling himself a whore. I get it. But do you see what I mean about like a sixth grader juvenile delinquent wrote this? Like it's so basic. There's nothing sexy or cool about it. On his next verse, he really gets gross and says that he got you playing with yourself on camera. Gross. Gross. He also calls women thoughts. I mean, it's like dirty stuff that a young middle school boy would think is cool. I think you can be sexy, you can rap about sex, you can rap about all of this stuff in a way that isn't just gross. Playing with yourself on camera, really? Come on. Come on. It's just, no, I'm not here for any of this. I think it's misogynistic and really it's just like lame. It's just not well done. Like, there are a lot of offensive songs. There are a lot of songs about sex. I talked about last week. I love hip hop. I came up on hip hop. It's my favorite thing in the world. So I'm well versed on disgusting misogynistic rap songs and verses. But at least the beat is good. At least some of the flow and some of those verses hit. This is just like nothing really works on this. It's also like, this is nitpicky about the lyrics, but he says it's a news story if he holds someone's hand. Did I miss that? Is he blowing up the gossip sites and I missed it? Because honestly, like, unless you're holding Taylor Swift's hand, nobody cares who you're dating. I've never seen a tabloid story. Maybe it's he's secreting it into the world. He wants that for himself. I don't know. But I was just like, who are you lying about? Like, come on, dude. Nah. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's tons of tabloid stories out there about Jack Harlow that I've never seen. But you're not someone that everyone talks about in dating scandals. So I don't know. His obviously, obviously, I could talk about this all night. His verse did not work for me. It did not work at all. He brings up an Asian stereotype called ABG, That stands for Asian baby girls. And some people have found that offensive. For those of you who don't know what it is and why it could be offensive, my friend, a journalist named Daniel Anderson, he kind of wrote an explainer about it. So I'll be sure to link that so you can read about it and kind of come up on it. But that's something other people didn't really love in his verse. And I think people always have the right to be offended and say, wait a minute. Um, it's fine. You can be offended and people can still keep doing what they're doing. But I always think people have the right to voice, you know what? I don't like this. And screw you for saying that. That's actually really offensive to me. And there's a lot in this song that gives people the right to say that. So disappointing. It's from the same writer as Dynamite, a little song by BTS you may have heard of. So I'm not shocked at the kind of formulaic nature of it. I totally get it. And Dynamite, it had lyrics about drinking milk. I mean, it was also very juvenile lyrically. So I'm not totally surprised by that. But it just, I couldn't believe when I listened to it. Like, ooh, yeah, it doesn't work. And this is like so specific, but have any of you seen the show called The Other Two? It's a comedy and it's about this brother and sister and their little brother becomes a pop star. And it's kind of a spoof on like a Justin Bieber type. And they do songs like in the show. It's funny. Go watch it. But his name is Chase Dreams. And this to me sounds like a song that Chase Dreams would sing. So if you know what I'm talking about, it's really watered down, manufactured American pop made for the radio. Okay. So every song doesn't have to be a sonata, every song doesn't have to be deep. It just, for me, was a little disappointing for those reasons. And I think if you're one of these people that's going off about Jack Harlow, you also need to kind of maybe hold your favorite artist accountable because it's his song. It's not, Jungkook had to have known what Jack Harlow was saying and what the song was about, and he signed off on it. He's doing it. So I don't think it's fair to think that Jungkook isn't intelligent enough or he's so naive he has no clue what the rapper is saying. This is his song. So if you're offended by Jack Harlow, but you're saying, let's still support Jungkook, Jungkook's part is fine. I don't know, guys. It's all the same song. So you can't pick and choose who gets a pass and who doesn't just because it's your favorite K-pop boy. Just my opinion, but yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed that this was something that Jungkook decided to put out. I get it. You guys, Jungkook's having sex. I don't know if you've heard, but it's clear Jungkook he is not a little boy. He's not the youngest one in BTS anymore. He is a handsome guy in his 20s and he is out there having sex 7 days a week, just doing it up. Okay. I mean, I don't think, again, I don't think the subject matter is what's not great. I think it's just how basic the song sounds, how they stripped any personality from his vocal performance, and how they put a mid rapper on a song where you didn't need a mid rapper. Jungkook doesn't need American and Western artists featured. He can do songs by himself and still get Billboard #1 and still sell records. I feel like he's kind of being used by the American record industry and seems okay with it. It's disappointing. And that's only to me. Like, Jungkook's going to be, this stuff is American pop star. They have washed away everything K-pop related. I'm going to get to the music video in a second, but this is American pop star. This is Jungkook, the American pop star. And again, for some people, that's awesome. For him, if that's what he wants, he's going to be the biggest star out of BTS. He's going to make tons of money. He's going to set records. He's going to win awards. So, hey, I get it. I understand. Just me personally, I'm a little bit disappointed. Because I know how talented he is. And I think for someone who doesn't know Jungkook, if this is what they're seeing, they're not going to understand the full scope of how talented he is. So I'm hoping On the new album, we get some stuff that gives us his voice a little bit more. And, you know, if the whole album's about sex, let's be clever with it. Let's do some R&B songs that are actually sexy, not this type, not like schoolboy crudeness. It was crude. Yeah. Okay. Let's get to the music video. I actually liked this music video. I wasn't a massive fan of Seven because I didn't think it went with the song. I think for Seven, they should have done a music video similar to Zayn. Zayn did one for a song called Love Like This. It was so sexy and cool and fantastic. I think for a song like Seven by Jungkook, the music video maybe in that direction I would have enjoyed more. I liked the funeral scene. That was funny. There was nice interaction there with Watto. I liked that, but I didn't love the music video. I thought it didn't go with the song very well. This one I think does go with the song. It works. It's very TRL, late 90s, early 2000s feel. The set reminds me of Christina Aguilera, Little Kim, Can't Hold Us Down. I like the styling, the motorcycle jacket, the black outfit. Jungkook looks fantastic. He looks great. They definitely played it safe fashion-wise. Again, this isn't like fashion-forward K-pop. This is basic American, turn it down. So, you know, not exciting. But I thought he looked great. The choreography is good. Some of the moves are great. I like this little one, dancing in the rain. Come on. Like, yes, I'm here for it. I liked the music video. Water dancing always wins. Y'all know this. Yes, I'm never going to be mad at a handsome guy dancing in the rain. Do it up. I liked the music video. I did. So I think it works. The music video works. I think Jungkook looks good. But I just want more of him and some better material. Like, they have access to every songwriter on the planet. Why is this what you're picking out? Why is it I don't know. I just feel like a better song. He needs a better song. This wasn't it for me. My opinion doesn't matter. This is going to do numbers. He's going to be massively successful. I just want to see his ability and his talent be used in a way that's undeniable. I don't want to see him be looked at as a manufactured pop star, like most American pop stars are viewed. But it doesn't matter. They all make money. They all do numbers. They all have tons of fans. This is very specific and just kind of my thoughts around it. 3D did not work for me. Interested to know what you think. I've been talking to my K-pop friends and opinions kind of go all over the place, but I think most people have a feeling that maybe it wasn't their favorite song. And I don't know. Interested to see how this one holds up. I can't wait for that album. I'm nervous for the album. I'm excited for it, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I love you, Jungkook. I genuinely love you, and I'm rooting for you. And I hope that you get to do songs that just show the world what you can do. It was a little too watered down and restrained and westernized for me. Let's do something spectacular on this album. I will be reviewing the album for you guys. Keeping an open mind, 3D just wasn't my bag.